Welcome to another edition of Sips Sports Bar on West Liberty Avenue, 3024. This is Pittsburgh Sportsline at Sips Sports Bar. We got a great crowd here. We got some guests coming up. It's a beautiful summer day in Pittsburgh here, and we got a few promos that we like to do. I'm Al Levine, the Talking Machine. We got Smoking Jim Frazier. We got Chip's not here. Little Z muscled his way in again. He's on a streak, folks. Little Z, Zach Brenner, come in to visit us. He said he'd take the seat there and do the best he can. That's one of the hardest young businessmen, hardest working young businessmen in the world. And I'll do one promotion for you since you're wearing your shirt. Call Brenner Contracting from A to Z. They cover it all, and that means little Z. All right, I usually promote a few things. We got the Unicycle National Championships coming July 21st to the 27th. There's going to be coverage. Dave Crack from the Butler Wobble has been talking to a few media outlets. We're going to be out there from BPTV. We're going to try to cover one day and get a few of the races so we can publicize and actually show what they do. I heard Trina Hess is up to over 20 minutes on a unicycle, so there's hope for all of us. And then Smoking Jim and I may be announcing. Smoking, I need you to hold that up for Aaron there, if you could. Sunday, July 28th at South Park Fairgrounds. There's the best car cruise event of the season. All the proceeds are going to benefit the Bethel Park Junior Football Program. It's a non-alcohol event if you want to drink and drive there, but there's no drinking and driving at that event. There's a cost of $5 per vehicle, $5 per adult. It's going to be a great event, and there's a rumor that Smoking Jim and I may be announcing that event. Dave Cable asked if you're available. July 28th, Smoking. So we got that. Then, if you're not doing anything Tuesday night, stop here at Sips Sports Bar for 50-cent pizza from Campiti's. Great pizza. Thursday, the jumbo wings, 25 cents. Smoking Jim comes early. I get the late shift with the 25-cent wings. Dan's the best. A lot of great conversation. And then there's another guy, I don't know if I can mention Teddy, but he's always here on Thursday night. Oh, he's here Monday night, too. Oh, we got some boxers come here. Where's little Ted at? There he is. All right, guys, that's some of my promos. What we do now is we talk about what's on our mind. And I want to thank everybody first for watching our show on Verizon 32 everywhere. Thanks for all the likes on Pittsburgh Sportsline at Facebook. Any of you newcomers here and guests, like us on Pittsburgh Sportsline at Facebook. I don't know what we're up to. Devin's usually good on that. I'll ask him later. But we're going to start with what's on our mind. Little Z, what's on your mind?
Well, Al Levine, the Talking Machine. If you want the green, well, you better call me.
Hey.
Ben Levine.
Okay.
Hey, how you doing, folks? What's on my mind is I want to welcome the Pitt Panthers to the ACC. I'm predicting the football team to go approximately 6-6 this year.
Thanks,
probably get destroyed in the opener against Florida State. But on the promising side, they booted that bum Russell Shell and his 3 kids to the curb, and hopefully ends up somewhere like Youngstown State with the Penguins. That'd be the best move for them. The Penguins, interestingly enough, drafted 2 goaltenders in the draft, so clearly they're not satisfied with Marc-Andre Fleury, Tomas Vicun, or Little Z, or whoever's in net. So I'll pass it over to the man to my right and see what's going on.
All right, thanks, Little Z. We appreciate that. And here's some of that best coffee at Sips Sports Bar. Hey, before we go any further, I don't know if you saw the new sign, but there's a sign for our show here with Sips Sports Bar. So now you'll know that it's legit, 3024 West Liberty Avenue. And it shows a nice sports theme there, and we're happy with it. Now I get to ask Smoking Jim Frazier, what's on your mind?
Hey, thanks, Al Levine, the Talking Machine. And if you want the green,
What?
you got to see Levine.
All right.
Hey, everybody, please show some love to your waitresses and bartenders. Hey, Brandy, wave to all your fans. One of the most professional young waitresses I've ever met.
How about Kelly back there? Did you meet Kelly?
I never met Kelly.
Kelly's smiling there.
Hi, Kelly. Also, my favorite families here, V and Justin. Give a hand clap. We got Boxing 51 in the house today. Boxing 51. Pitt is it! Pitt is it! Congratulations to the Blue and Gold and to the Oklahoma Thunder for drafting 7-foot center Stephen Finger Roll Adams. Stephen Adams reminds me of the great Yao Ming. Not only was Yao Ming the best center in the NBA, he was the best ping pong player too. Hey, listen, Stephen comes from the Adams family. He's the youngest of 18 brothers and sisters. There's great DNA in the Adams family. 7 of his brothers are over 7 feet tall. His sister, Valerie Adams, is 6'6", 2-time Olympic gold medalist in the shot put. Pitt's coach, Jamie Dixon, played professional basketball in New Zealand with one of his older brothers. Stephen Adams only played 1 year of college basketball before turning pro because when he was 13 years old, his father died suddenly and he has to take care of all his 18 brothers and sisters. But pretty soon, the Finger Roll will join Pitt's all-time great dream team of Sam Bam Clancy, Charles Smith, Jerome Lane, DeJuan Blair, Sean Miller, and the Finger Roll will go to the NBA to prove that white man can jump.
What about Vonteego Cummings?
It's a tough act to follow, folks, so I'm just going to pause. You come up with another great one, Smoking Jim. I don't know where you get all of these, but that's part of what we have on our show here. If you ever want to call in on Tuesday night and talk to Smoking Jim and us, 412-831-3304. And Smoking Jim's all over the internet, too. He starts a lot of discussions out there. And sometimes he's opinionated. Well, all the time he's opinionated. So, and I'm not going to try to change his opinions. That's why we have this show and we enjoy all the interaction here. Now, what's on my mind is the Pirates. I mean, I've been a disgruntled fan. Chip would always get upset when I'd say disgruntled. But 20 years, you got to allow for a lot of patience there. So now that they have 51 wins, I mean, imagine that, out of 81 games. If they go, figure this out, here, do the math. 81 games left. If they win half, say 41, they win 92 games. I can't even believe that I'm saying Pirates and 92 wins. But they're setting all kind of records. They never won 50 games in the month of June. I was even at the game the other day. Saw another Brenner after the game. So they're everywhere. There's Brenners all over the place. So what can you do? But that's what's on my mind. We got our guests coming up shortly, and we'll start bringing them up. We got boxers. We got a guy who owns a sports card collector's store. You name it. We even have a lady. I'm going to let Smoking Jim introduce her. I consider her a doctor, but we'll get to the guests in a few minutes. Welcome to our show. Why don't you introduce yourself to your family and friends and fans out there?
Laura Johnson, Figure Contour, which is a colon therapy business. We do circulation therapy, ion cleanse, trying to keep you healthy.
Okay. Do you know anything about sports?
You asked me that, and I told you not really.
You ever watch any sports?
I'm a Steeler girl. I am
Okay.
a Steeler girl.
Do you know any people that were on the Steelers at one time to prove that you know that?
Oh, back in the day. besides
Anytime.
Jerome Bettis. And,
Ooh, the bus.
yeah, you know the bus.
How about going back a little further when we talked earlier?
Oh, Bradshaw and Mean Joe Green and all that.
Well, you picked a couple Hall of Famers, so that's good.
Franco Harris.
See?
My
She
man
knows-
Franco.
She's more of a sports fan than we thought.
I like the Steelers. I will say that. I'm a Steeler fan.
Do you go shopping when the Steelers are playing, or do you watch the Steelers once in a while?
I watch them once in a while.
Okay.
I try to behave.
All right, well, how are you going to keep Smoking Jim Frazier healthy?
We're going to pull down off of those French fries for
Okay.
one.
I'll take a couple more of that. Thank you.
What I try to get everyone to realize is to learn how to eat for your blood type.
Okay.
And that'll solve a lot of your problems, keep a lot of things down. So if you're A bloodline, you're a vegetarian. B bloodline, you don't want any, you take away the chicken.
My blood type is Rocky Road.
You better hope it's old.
What blood type
that
do
way
you
can
eat
be a
meat then?
That's old. You can be a
Oh,
meat.
I'm an O.
You don't know. Did you test your blood?
Oh, my goodness. You know what? Everybody thinks I don't know.
So you know.
What is the
That's
universal
good.
type?
So then you
I'm
can,
out.
yeah, very universal.
See, I'm
The origi-
universal.
the original
Smoking
blood,
Jim, I'm
yes.
known universal.
I got sickle cell traits.
Me too.
Well, as long as you have the traits, you don't have the sickle cell. You be happy about that. You don't want sickle cell. That's not
Well, what type are you?
a thing. I'm O.
Really?
And O blood is the only bloodline that can have shellfish.
Really?
Yes.
Wait a minute.
What's your blood type?
Nobody else should be eating shellfish?
Not really. No.
What about lobster?
Lobsters, shellfish.
We have our other co-host.
Smoking Jim just signed up. He wants to be the first one to get a colonoscopy.
I'm going.
Colon cleanse.
Well,
You know
I
what?
do
He's never
colonics.
known to lie,
It's called
but he
colonics.
does disappear quickly. So if you don't catch him, he's
nickname-
gone.
You're gonna have to hold him
That
down.
man. That man.
I know
said.
how to catch them very quick.
Dude.
The first 10 seconds, I
I
got
want
you.
two things I want to do. I want to get my colon done, and I want to get that third leg strong. Can you help me?
Well, I told you about the third leg. Yes, it
I
did.
think we got a family show here going on. This is going out all over the airwaves. How do they get a hold of you? Where's the number and website and everything else?
Well, I'll leave the website to the child of mine, but our number is 412-363-7955, and we're in Shady Side area.
And I'm hard of hearing, so you got to say it again.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
Well, plus I like people to hear the number. We all talk pretty fast.
412-363-7955. Call Figure Contour. We're right off of South Fairmont and Baum.
There you go. Right off of Baum Boulevard.
Right off of Baum. We're on South Fairmont.
One question as we wrap up. What can your organization and your business do to help athletes out there, whether it's professional athletes or athletes that's getting up in the age that want to continue to?
Well, I
have
start
this
off with the young
information?
people first.
Okay.
And the most important thing that I have found for people who are in very heavy sports like football, basketball, those type of things should do cod liver oil capsules. And you want to freeze them. Cod liver oil.
Cod liver, okay.
Yeah, and you want to freeze that because that will help them to stay lubricant, keep their bones soft, so when they have hard falls or bad collisions, they bounce back a lot quicker. And I find that to be very helpful for boys and girls.
You're going to get me going since you're talking cod liver oil.
Yeah, but
What
you
do
want to
What do you
freeze them.
think? I know some of that will help to digest it, just like fish oil. If you put it in the refrigerator.
But it's heavier. It's
Right.
heavier.
Right, I understand. What do you think of vitamin D? D3, we don't get enough of it.
No, we don't. But long as you get it, that's in a natural form.
I disagree because we're so deficient in it in the northern hemisphere. I take 10,000 IUs a day.
Yeah, but if you're getting them from like a GNC or something like
No,
that.
I don't like them.
Well, then
Too expensive.
Well, some can be, but if,
And they don't always have the best products. And I like a little controversy, so
I
I'm
see
just
you
seeing
do,
what
and
you're good at.
I'm just ready for you. I'm getting geared up and ready.
All right.
We're
Well,
gonna
we got
roar up in
D3.
here.
You don't believe in D2, do you? Do you know D2?
You tell me what D2 is.
See, that's what they prescribe. See, I know a lot more about vitamins and nutrition than
Well,
you
that's
thought.
good, but
D2 is what they prescribe, and it's not as digested and not absorbed as easily in your body.
that's why I said the more natural form of it is a lot
Right,
better
the
for you.
D3 is the best, even if it's in a soft gel.
Yeah.
You can even rub it on your skin because your body will take only what it needs
Yeah,
to
that-
through
that's-
your skin.
that's
That's
what's-
another way to do
That's
it.
the best way for you too, because
So
you don't want.
we're going to have a health show after this
I like
smoking,
that.
Jim.
He's going to
Not
need
for
one.
him, for me.
Well, that's good too.
We'll do that.
We'll do it all.
Well, you got to get his colonoscopy going.
I can't wait.
All right,
Both of us will go together.
I'll pass on that. You can go on your own.
Oh, now you're gonna be chicken.
Is that an
No,
enema?
I'm not chicken. You're going to get me talking about, like, for people that have these health problems and a history of it, definitely. But there's so many studies here, and I don't want to get too controversial about it. If you want to talk to me personally about this and other things that have happened, see a doctor first.
Right.
Then try to find your own solutions
find
for
your own
some of it.
solution. I agree with
because
that.
a lot of people go to doctors and they find the trouble that they want, not what is there. And we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, well, a lot of people don't want to heal naturally either, so
Well, that's why I brought it up.
they want to continue with medication, which is it's fine. But the problem with it is you want to be able to get away from it one day.
Well, your body was created to heal itself.
But a lot of people feel like they need those steps, and you really don't. But if that's what you choose on the way to getting healthy, then let's get there and get that out the way.
I won't argue that point.
You know.
We got a boxer from Pittsburgh 51 Boxing Club.
Yeah, Route 51.
Route 51. They can correct me.
Yeah.
He was stealing my chair when I was out there getting some water and announcing in the ring.
I was just
This
borrowing.
is Justin Brooks.
It's going
Without the E. There's no E in this
Yeah,
Brook.
there's no E. Just BROOKS. Let's keep it.
Hey, thanks for making the show.
Oh, you're welcome.
What's going on? You're not training today, or did you get the
Me?
training in early?
No, I'm gonna go down probably after this.
Are you?
Go down, yeah. Go down and get something in. Probably.
When you gonna fight?
I'm thinking we have fight shows coming up on the 21st down at the Royal.
Oh, it's a
So,
Royal Place.
Yeah,
Sir.
that'll probably be my next
Is that a
fight.
Sunday?
Yeah, because my last one, I was gonna fight, but
I think you're last too.
yeah,
I
was
think
gonna-
you're Mr. No Fights.
I can't help it. I don't know.
I
man.
told him to tone it down in the sparring, man. Nobody wants to fight this
Nobody
kid.
wants to fight.
Yeah, he's going too hard.
A little
He
birdie
needs to start
named
laying
Little
up.
Z told me that you punish a lot of people in the ring when you're just training.
Well, they put me in there with some people that
Need it.
I guess, well, I mean, I'm still green because, I only got 4 fights. So when, new people come down to the gym, they tell me do this. People come down, they want to do this thing called, let me see how much experience you have compared to me.
Okay.
Which means that I'm supposed to go in there, and so technically, since I'm green, I'm not supposed to hold back when I'm sparring. You know what I mean? Regardless if the person's new or not.
Where's this rule book at? Show me that rule book.
This rule book belongs to
Hey,
JT.
JT, you're gonna have to show us the rule book.
It's JT's
You're
rule-
quote-
this is-
You're
hey, this-
quoting rule books
this is
now.
JT's
you
rule
see how
book.
quick I am? Little Z thinks I don't know boxing. You guys are throwing rules out at me. I got a whole thing that was sent by email on all these boxing rules.
Right? So they put me there with new people, and
So you just wail away at them.
basically, that's basically it.
And do you smile when you're knocking them around like
Yeah.
that?
I kind of laugh. I think
Give
it's
a
funny.
smile to them. For all your new fans out there.
Yeah, right. Hopefully, I can get some more.
You think? Fights or fans?
Both.
I'd work on the fights because your fans are going to come slowly to this, baby.
Yeah, right. I mean, I don't know. That's because I fight with my shirt on. They can't see the 12 pack.
We understand. That's for an off-air show.
Yeah, we'll see.
See him in the ring. These young rookies have to wear T-shirts still.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I know.
It's not.
Maybe they'll change that.
Do you hope to turn pro one day?
Hopefully, I'm working on it. Maybe a couple years down the road.
Well, tell everybody how old you are, too.
I'm only 18 right now. So
Really?
yeah,
What do you do when you're not boxing?
chill at home.
He's sleeping. He's gaming. Look at his thumbs.
I'll play poker on my phone.
Look how strong his thumbs are.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Working.
You're only 18 years old,
Yeah.
but you got the diamond earrings of Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Oh, of course. Yeah, that's what I'm waiting at me. I idolize Floyd. I think he the
Wait,
best
what kind of
out there.
shoes does he have, Batman? Does he have any good shoes?
Oh yeah, I got these Jordan. I got the grape 8s on right now. Yeah, that
Well, we
retro.
always show shoes on our show.
Do you want
just
me?
so you know.
You want me to
Just-
take it off, or you want me to just lift the foot up? Which
You
one
can lift the foot up because you're an
See that?
athlete.
Yeah, you see?
Wow.
These are the grape 8s right here, the Jordans. Retro 8s.
That's nice. But see, I
And he doesn't get a commission from it or anything, folks.
well, see, I don't have those kind of Jordan shoes, but I do wear size 14 shoes.
Okay.
Can you get him one?
I work on it.
Okay, there we go. There's our man on the inside there.
I can't give you no hand-me-downs, though. My foot's only a 9.5, so. We can cut the front off the toe, though. And then, you can just get that breeze.
It won't look as good.
It won't ever be hot.
He's going for those air
He has some nice shoes. You got to see some of the shoes Smoking Jim wears, his dress shoes. But getting back to boxing, why don't you tell the folks what your weight class is?
Oh, yeah, I'm fighting at 120. Well, right now, I fight at 132. I'm trying to come down and fight at 123, hopefully. That's what I'm working at.
You want a couple fries?
No, I don't need those. That's all.
All right, thanks.
That's
I
out
offered.
Of,
they always say I don't offer.
That's how you know he's serious.
That's out of the diet right there.
Plus, that shows to me you're determined to fight and win. You just want somebody to show up.
Yeah, my first 3 fights, my first one, I had it was a little quick, like 23 second knockout.
You got knocked out?
No, I didn't get knocked out.
What?
23-second knockout.
Yeah, at the Royal.
Hold it, your mom's here. We're going to have to bring her up to see if that's the truth.
That's the truth. I got witnesses.
It better be the truth. Is it on video?
Yeah, I have it on my phone. I can show you right now.
Well, send it to Pittsburgh Sportsline at Facebook.
All right, I will.
Can you do that?
Yeah.
Then we'll put it out there. 23 seconds.
Yeah, that 23 second knockout, I hit the dude in the body. I guess
body punch.
Yeah, he wasn't ready for it. And then that was my first fight. Then my second two, I was kind of just, caught up in that knockout, so I was just rolling with it, you know what I mean? So I came on my second 2 fights in the first round trying to just knock dude out like I did the last 2, like I did the first one.
And what happened?
And I ended up getting gassed in the 3rd round. You know what I mean? I wasn't really training, conditioning. I wasn't running for real.
So you learned something.
Yeah, so, now recently, I've been
So you got beat?
Yeah, I lost. I lost my second 2 fights.
Okay.
And then on my last fight that I was supposed to fight at, I got a win by walkover, which I didn't even want. I don't like win by walkover. I'd rather just fight.
Didn't you steal a medal?
Oh, yeah, and I took a medal off his table because I said if I got the win, I need the medal too, So I stole that. But I didn't take it.
He worked hard for it because I heard Justin's been training. And he was showing 12 packs all day long. He has a friend that had 1 pack. I don't even know what that is, but I invented it.
Hey. But so, ever since then, I've been down there. I train, I run every day. I get on the treadmill. I do about 3 miles. I do 6 rounds in the bag.
You're serious now.
Yeah,
you can't knock everybody out.
Yeah, I had to turn it up
seconds.
now. Before I was down there, I was only putting in like an hour. I wasn't really sparring that much. And then thanks to my boy JB over here, I've been down at the gym. He's down in my weight class. He used to fight about 10 years ago back in the day. So, he came back and he's been working with me lately to help me, giving me sparring every day.
Good.
So I've been sparring, 7-8 rounds every day or not every day, but like 3 times a week I've been sparring.
We might have to get a video of that.
So I've been trying.
The video of that.
Yeah, I've been trying to turn it up lately. So,
Good.
Well, I tell you what, about a month or so ago, I did go down to the gym to watch those guys train, and I tell you what, Justin has as much potential as any young amateur boxer I've ever seen. So keep up the good work.
Thanks, Jim. So
Hey, I want to thank you for showing up. You did
definitely.
show up. You made it to the seat.
18, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
I thought he was like 23.
I'm young. I just got a lot of tattoos, So I've been getting tatted.
Go ahead, show the 12 pack.
Can I show it?
Go ahead. Get out of here now. You're done.
I'm Ted Marcagna Jr.
You can sit back. No, you just sit comfortable, buddy. You're not boxing anybody here.
I'm always ready to fight.
Are you?
That's why I'm sitting like this right now.
How do you know Little Z? That's what I want to know.
I went to school with him. I graduated with him.
Another one claims that they know you and went to school with you. That's 2 weeks in a row.
Yes, sir.
We had a nice guy, Matt Sedlak, the BMX track announcer. He was here.
Yeah, I don't really know him.
No?
Never heard of him.
All right. Come on home.
Yeah, but I don't.
You don't know him?
Matt Sedlak.
Yeah.
Who's it? Do I know him?
Huh?
Do I know him?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, and he's been boxing. Tell him again that you're a boxer.
Yeah, boxer and trainer.
I heard you're training a new young man now.
Yeah. Couple.
Who's your boxers? I know one was Isaiah Guy.
Yeah. Summertime, so he's hanging out. Hey, if he hears that you said called him gay, he'll be all fired up.
Well, that's why I want to see him fight.
Yeah, he'll be
The
punching.
last time he was supposed to fight, there was no fight.
Yeah, that happened a lot of times. We used to just go to fights and not get fights.
Really?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to fight him.
If he don't fight,
Nobody wants to fight him.
Well, right now he's throwing rocks at cars in Homestead, so we'll see what happens with him.
Is
if
he?
he comes
He's
back.
keeping
Oh, that's
his
a
arm.
tradition in Homestead.
They go on that bridge there.
Yeah, all around.
They run fast.
Isaiah's fast. Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
What's he up to with weight-wise? You know?
He's about 105.
105.
If he comes
How
back,
tall is he though? He's grown
he's
like
tall,
a weed.
Yeah. If he gets back in the ring, he'll be at 101.
101.
Yeah, from 95.
Oh,
Went
okay.
to 90 to 95 to 101 pretty fast.
Well, we saw him at 95,
Yeah.
and he looked much bigger.
Yeah, he's real tall and lanky, and it works out for his reach because
I
his reach
know.
is real long.
We saw that.
I taught him that bazooka jab. No one could even get by that, you know.
Did you? You're the guy.
Yeah, I spar with him, and it makes him. He'll never seen him when he can hit as hard as me or as fast as me. So
Really?
if he goes in with me,
Right.
he's like
Good
fighting
point.
a baby.
What's your
when he gets
record,
in.
champ? I heard you've been boxing for years. What happened?
I got hit in the head with a brick when I was a little bit younger, so
Yeah.
couldn't fight no more. So I
How old
just,
were you? You don't
I don't
remember?
even remember.
Sorry to ask all those personal things. I
Oh,
respect
sorry.
your training ability.
Yeah, it's all
I've
right.
seen what you do with your boxers, and any friend of Little Z's a friend of our show and mine here.
Yeah.
You know that.
Oh yeah, for
What
sure.
else do you want to talk about? How's that Route 51 gym down there?
All we're good. It's the best amateur gym in Pittsburgh, hands down.
The old firehouse,
Yeah.
Maytide
Yeah.
and 51.
It's summertime, so the kids don't really want to come in. You know, it's kind of a little bit dead, but we still got fighter. I mean, you just seen Justin. You know, he'll fight. You
I
can
know
just-
he's training. He
He,
says
tries
you keep
to
hitting.
take his head off in them sparring sessions.
Yeah,
We got it on
I
tape.
get in with him. He can't catch me.
Really?
But, nah,
You're
but-
that fast.
Yeah, but he'll.
That's great.
Hopefully, he gets faster as he keeps boxing. You know.
Well, he's only 18, so maybe he'll
Yeah.
gain a step.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, he just got to keep fighting and just stay in the gym. You know, keep his head right.
I love that jersey you got on. What's that
Oh
jersey?
yeah, when you said white man can jump, I was about to come up and take it off and hold it up.
Well, I thought maybe you put on a Brooklyn jersey.
Nah.
We cover everything here: boxing, basketball,
Yeah.
throwing rocks.
My brothers were real good basketball players. They won the Whippeal championships 2 years in a row.
Still
Yeah.
Valley.
Yeah.
Still
We're
Valley
still
smoking
Valley.
Yeah,
gym.
they
With
crushed.
Luke
With Luke
Getty,
Getty, yeah, with Luke Getty, yeah. That's
Oh, come on. West Mifflin and McAllister beat them
Luke Getty's
in regular
hey,
season.
Luke Getty's my cousin.
Yeah, he's bad boy.
I'll
Is
give
it
you
your
a fun
cousin?
fact. Hey, JB, let's tell him a fun fact. We never lost a rumble to them boys in West Mifflin.
Hey, we was at like 24-0 in street fights.
24 now.
Yeah, easily.
We never lost.
We rolled up with what, like 15 in one car one time?
Nah.
Oh, yeah, you guys did that, but you only went there when they started flipping pigeons in Whitaker.
Oh, wait, the statute of limitations might not be over. We don't want to know when that was going on. When did you get hit with the brick, before or after that visit? No
It
comment.
might have been after.
Okay, well, he doesn't know what he's talking about, folks. He's just a trainer and a boxer here. Hey, JB, I appreciate you showing up. We're going to come down and see you.
Great job, baby.
Thanks. You stay healthy. All right, it's halftime, guys. What are you thinking about with sports in the neighborhood here? Anything on you want to bring up right now? We'll do 5 minutes of talking some sports. Little Z, I know you got to represent something here.
Well, hey, since Chip's not here, I guess I'll get to talk about the Buckeyes for a second. It's kind of unreal. It's kind of surreal that they're right now 50 and 30.
What's that? My binder. The binder Aaron gave me. I don't know if you can see. Look what come out of this binder. Did you see that?
Oh, man.
Look
Two
at that.
things. Pittsburgh Sportsline in 2013 is going to be our year. Maybe for both.
It is. It already is.
More so for Pittsburgh Sportsline. But, hey,
Thanks.
what I want to talk about is I hope the Pirates hang in there and they keep this up and Chip proves me wrong and everybody in the city of Pittsburgh wrong and I have to buy them a steak dinner. It wouldn't be the first time in my life I was wrong, but I certainly wouldn't be embarrassed if we were, had a winning season and made the playoffs in Pittsburgh. So that's what's on my mind right now.
Nice. That's what's on our mind, part 2 in the halftime. Smoking Jim, I know you always got stuff going on. What else is happening out here?
Hey, thanks, Al Levine. You know what? There's no body that I respect more than boxers, especially professional boxers. Like Lil Z was talking about, the work ethic that they put in day to day, from nutrition to diet. So encouraging everybody to come out on April 3rd. See my main man, Lightning Rod Salker, do his thing as he progresses up through the ranks. And also Paul Spatafor and Jason Bergman. Should be a great night of boxing, August 3rd. And of course, we're going to have Aaron Ward in the house, and that's always worth the price of admission.
Hey, Smoking Jim, you must be like a prophet, because I just was talking to Dave Cable today, and I told him about the August 3rd. I said, you've heard that? He goes, yeah, I've heard, because he edits and everything. And I said, well, we do need the camera, and that's like an all-day affair. He goes, we'll get the camera to you. So it sounds like we're going to be all hooked up with the camera.
I can't wait to have these two gentlemen back where they belong, commentating for the Lightning Rods fight. It's going to be a big night, August 3rd. You're going to get to see me there. I'll be doing security, so maybe I'll get to rough somebody up and get to enjoy myself a little bit.
Well, that's in the strip district.
A little white-collar brawler.
Hey, Tina.
A little rough.
Okay. We got late breaking news here.
Thanks, Tina.
Tina just come in to visit. She's looking at the sign that they helped create, and she goes, hey, Al, I know you like to talk. I did a little schedule for you. If you could just announce that on the air. And Ted's here. Hey, Ted, why don't you sit down? This will be seen in Bethel Park, Ted. Everybody will know that you were here on Monday night. Anybody that knows Ted in Bethel Park, he was here. Verizon 32 and Comcast 7. Anyhow, closing out the halftime show here. Monday nights at Sip Sports Bar, 3024 West Liberty Avenue. Pittsburgh Sportsline is here every week. We say about 7:30, but it's actually about 7:45 or whenever Tina shows up. Wow, she was a little late today.
CP time.
She works. She does work, folks, and she has a very important job. And then Tuesday night, like I said before, Don Campiti's giving 50-cent pizza to Sip Sports Bar. Enjoy the pizza. Wednesday night, just found out, ladies' night, $1 drinks. And this is Smoking Jim's going to be here because not only is he one of the greatest NFL scouts in Pittsburgh, he watches film all the time on teams. He goes and travels the cities, writes a book every year about scouting of players. But I've seen him in the last 2 years. He's brought models on our show. He just is a super scout of models and women. So all you ladies, if you want to be on TV, Smoking Jim will be here for the $1 drinks. I guarantee it. And then
Brazil got him covered.
well, Brazil's going to be jealous now. A little side note to that, Chip Hayner got offended when the Pirates are playing. I put up a little post on Pittsburgh Sportsline and Facebook about soccer. And Brazil was one of the teams. But I spell Brazil like Jim's imaginary girlfriend, B-R-A-S-I-L, not the Brazil like the team. So I was giving a little shout out
What'd
to
you
her.
spell basil?
No, B-R-A-S-I-L. I'm getting a little tongue-tied. We still got to do Thursday, 25-cent wings. Smoking Jim and I are big fans of the place, no doubt. Then Friday, oh my goodness, Johnny Sarkis karaoke on Friday night.
No more fish sandwiches? No more fish
Saturday night, rock and roll. Sunday, bar trivia. And then there's drink specials all the time. And then look out for the food specials if you mention Pittsburgh Sportsline. Mention Pittsburgh Sportsline. We're done with halftime. We got more guests. I got a sports card expert. I'm saving him for last. Little Z knows my rumor that we saved the best for last. Chuck, you're in a holding pattern. We need the brick. We need a boxer called the Brick to come here. JT
the Brick!
Get the Brick up here. All right, tell everybody who you are.
Hello, my name is Jarrell T. Brackett. I'm known to our friend Jim Frazier Smoking as The Brick. Otherwise, I'm also known as Ronan the Wandering Warrior. I train at 2406 Sawmill Run Boulevard, better known as Pittsburgh Boxing, the best boxing gym in
Hold that
Pittsburgh,
steady. We got to
Pennsylvania.
get that on.
Can you see this? Can you see Pittsburgh Boxing Club? 2406 Sawmill Run Boulevard, corner of Sawmill Run and Maytide.
And for all of you guys around my age and all that, that was a firehouse at the bottom of Maytide. So if you don't hit the brakes, you're going to run right into that gym. People used to do that.
Please don't run into our gym. There are Jersey barriers in the front stopping that now.
I was talking back in the day. I know that. I'm trying to drum up some business there.
Please
right?
do. Pittsburgh as a metropolitan area, its boxing scene is going smaller and smaller and smaller, and it's scaring me. Because
don't be afraid, because we're helping to promote it. We even have a segment on our Tuesday night show that's live. We just talk boxing for about 5-6 minutes, sometimes more.
Okay.
So we're helping to promote it with you. We're on the same page as you.
What would you like to ask me today?
Well,
I don't know how this works. I'm sorry.
Well, I like when the guest is asking me what I want to ask him.
Well, why don't you tell us what happened in your last fight?
What happened in my last fight is that
That was the
I
question.
fought Eric Sidnor, and he won. The judges gave him a decision, and it was a well-deserved decision. I saw him work very, very hard. I watched that tape back. I wasn't pleased with my performance, but
Well, here, I have to interrupt you. I have a question.
Yes, sir.
I've seen you fight a couple other times, and you seemed in much better shape the other fights that I saw you in. Not to be critical,
Okay.
but it looked like you had a lot more, just like you were in better shape. Is that true, or am I out of the ballpark here?
What I have to say is this. I decided to take a fight on a particular day, so it's my job to make sure I'm in the condition to be able to do that fight that day. Whatever happened to me going up into that fight does not matter, because I performed the way that I performed. I can never take it back,
Right.
and I make no excuses.
Okay.
The fact is, these are several facts. One, I was not knocked down, knocked out. Number two, I could have kept going. Number three, I don't care what's going to happen in any of these fights, because, quite frankly, very soon, the new rules are coming. We're all going to a 10-point must system.
Well,
Can't you wait?
This is what I was going to segue into and get to the rules, because we had a couple discussions on that. And you did send me a ton of information today.
Thank you.
I started to read, but I didn't have the time to go through all of that.
It frustrated me, too. It's
I can't-
104 pages. Like, who wants that?
He sent this to me, folks, and that's why I said I had questions for you. The first was about you personally and your boxing. Now,
you.
what's on your card for next?
I believe it's the 21st of July, Pittsburgh Boxing is holding a show at the Royal Place, and we want for every single person who is watching this show to come down and support Pittsburgh Boxing as we hold a show at the Royal Place. So if you are looking to fight on that card, if you are looking to do anything having to do with that card, please let us know. Please come down, watch us fight.
And he's not really Don King.
I'm not really Don King. I just have a lot of hair.
And I used to sell the blowout and the picks. So I know what that's like. They tease me about that at times. So I did get my hair cut at Azazu last week because I knew you were coming on. And Marianne did an excellent job. Hi to Emilio. They always like when I mention them out there, so no problem. I'll get into some of these rules. You're going to still wear T-shirts, right?
Yes. Elite
Let's
fighters,
get some basics, like 4 or 5 of the basic rules.
Number one basic thing I'd like to talk about is that the new minimum age for elite boxers, which used to be 17, is now 19 years old.
Really?
Yes. The elite age is now not 17, but 19 years old. If you can see his face right now, that's how I felt too. Number two thing I'd like to point out is that we're going from a point system, which every blow that lands from the white portion of the glove onto the opponent's head or body, the white portion, on the head or the body or the inside portion of a human being would count. Now we're going to a 10-point must system like the World Series of Boxing and professionals now. It used to be that if you got hit with a low blow, you would have a certain amount of time that you would get to be able to recover from that low blow. Now you get a 10 count, and if you can't survive the 10 count and fight and continue, then the other person gets a TKO victory.
Oh,
I don't understand the logic between a 10 count.
I don't believe that.
Because that usually means you're done, right?
Well,
Is that international rules?
that's for everybody. Like
No,
that's
but I mean, where
something
did
that's
this 10
completely
count
changed.
come from? How did they come up with these rules? I know you researched a little bit here.
I researched a little bit, but it made no sense to me. One of the
Okay.
things that was very explicit in the emails that we received from USA Boxing was that the reason why the rules had changed was because they had received a lot of complaints about the way scoring was going. They had received complaints about the rules. So what they decided to do was to take elite coaches and people and take their opinions and to decide what they were going to do.
So they
on
like
the
did a
contestants.
survey and a poll of these experts, and they come up with this. Smoking Jim, what do you think about
I
some
love
of these
quotations.
changes? I see that.
Well, just a couple things. One, how in the world can somebody hit another fighter with a low blow and still get awarded the victory? That's number one. That's not fair. Number two, you got to explain elite, because anytime I ever hear elite, they're talking about gateway. So what do you mean by elite?
They changed the word. The word is now elite for those who are 19 to quote-unquote 40. Oh, also, the master's age has been increased from 35 to 40. If you are medically able to fight and you're 40 years old, you can still compete as a elite fighter.
Wow.
And this is all the amateur rules that have been changed.
Yes, the amateur rules have now changed.
So how long are you planning on staying amateur before you become pro? Do you have any ambitions on becoming a pro?
One of the ambitions I have about becoming pro is that I want to have won national titles before I do that. I don't just want to throw myself and become a professional prospect, because there are several things that are involved in that. First, I have to be able to convince people to fight me. And if I've learned anything from being around the professionals and the people over these past 2 years of me being an amateur boxer, is that it's not that easy. You have to have some sort of credibility for people to want to fight you as being 0-0 or even 1-0. It's hard to find those. So what I want to do is I want to gain notoriety. Then I also want to get my skills better, because I can admit that my skills are excellent. I love what I can do. I love myself. But I know that there's a lot of work that I have to do between me now and me being able to fight as a professional. And I guesstimate it'll be around 27 to 28 years old. Currently, I'm 25. Birthday, May 5th, 1988. But
Happy belated birthday.
thank you very much. I just don't think that it's a smart idea to immediately jump from being amateur to professional, because there's still boxing knowledge and emotional
Well, how many
knowledge that I'd
fights
like
do
to
you
know.
have?
I have 19 fights.
Okay.
And you're already a champion.
Well, yes, I currently hold the light heavyweight and the cruiserweight West Virginia, Pennsylvania, and Ohio regional titles.
Tell the people what your weight class is so they understand.
Technically, I am a light heavyweight, but
And tell them the weight. What's
light
that?
heavyweight is, I believe, 168 to 178, and the cruiserweight is 178 pounds to 201 pounds,
Wow.
which is another conversation in and of itself. The fact that one end of cruiserweight cannot fight the other end of cruiserweight legally is a problem, but I don't want to talk about that.
We're not going to,
My
because
point
I'm
is
getting
that
confused right now. That's why I was asking your weight when you had the two
I am
weight classes.
technically a light heavyweight.
Okay.
I'm normally underneath 178 pounds.
All right, we'll stick with that.
Okay.
We'll keep training, keep boxing. We want to see you fight on the 21st. Then we might have to visit there and see what we can do, Smoking Jim.
Can I pimp one more thing on your show?
I was going to ask you before we send you off. I'll give you two things to pimp, all right?
I don't know what the second one is, but I know what
Well,
the
let's
first one
get the first one in.
The first one is that Allegheny Mountain, as a boxing association, has a website. You can go to boxing-ama.info to go to the official website of the Allegheny Mountain Boxing Association. Allegheny Mountain Boxing Association website is boxing-ama.info. You can find information on how to advertise for your fights there. You can find information on where to find boxing gyms there. You can find trainers there. You can find information on how to start a gym there. You can find information on how to register as a boxer there. If you have information that you want to find, you can find it at boxing-ama.info. If you have questions about that, you can contact the webmaster at admin@boxing-ama.info.
Who is
Please.
that admin?
I am the admin.
I know.
Wow, man, that was great, man.
Hey, we're
Send you a check.
here's part of the second part to it. why don't you just give us a link on Pittsburgh Sportsline Facebook, and we'll promote you. That's the other thing you can find, that we like promoting good people like yourself.
If you haven't been to the Pittsburgh Sportsline Facebook and liked them, then you should have done that already.
Hold it, we're up to 337. 337 right now.
And what about
337 likes.
What about Brenner Contracting? Because Brenner Contracting is one of the biggest supporters of amateur
Then you should
and pro
go
boxing
to Brenner
in the city.
Contracting and click that like button. It's only a small thing to do. Go and type in Brenner Contracting. Once it pops up on your Facebook, you click like. You can do that.
That's a tutorial from the Brick. He's showing his admin skills here. All right, Brick.
Thank you, sir.
See you soon.
Thank you, Talking Machine. Thank you, Smoking. Do you have a nickname?
Little Z.
Little Z. Thank you.
All
right.
For another time.
Thanks.
Oh, wait. Oh, can I say one more thing?
Hold it, wait. We rarely ever have a guest come back. Sit back down. He gets one more pin.
If you want to see my YouTube page, which has all of my fights on it, except for 2 of them, youtube.com/Taurus versus Pluto. I will also leave that on you guys' page.
Taurus versus Pluto.
Yes. All of my amateur fights are
What
on
happened
that
to
page.
Uranus?
What happened to Uranus?
Okay, get out of
And
here.
of course the-
Get out of here. Chuck, just tell everybody who you are, where you're located at. I won't say out in the North Hills. I'll let you say it.
All right. Yeah, I'm Chuck Walden. I own Sports Car Junction. We're at 9011 Perry Highway in the North Hills, right near CCAC. And I've been in business for 20 years. And my son and I just talked today about since we're 20 years, August 11th, we're going to be open on a Sunday for a change and
Nice.
have hot dogs and drinks and things like that.
Well, you know what?
Actually,
You have
out in
to
the parking
give
lot.
me some
so.
of the information. We'll help promote you on
It's
our
just
Pittsburgh Sportsline.
Sports Car Junction on Facebook is what
Okay.
we have, and then my I can give you my link on my email.
Okay, because Little Z might have some cards and things for you to look at. We were talking. He wishes I would have told him, but I like to surprise people with our guests, like Smoking Jim does with
I
me.
still have all my marbles though, all 52 cards in my deck.
There
So
you
you're
go.
not gonna be able to give me bananas for that Honus Wagner rookie card that I got.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
care
only
if that corner
It is a
spent.
copy of it, because I have a copy of the Honus Wagner card. Nobody buy it off me. I'll bring it into the show sometime.
I still think there's a few of those cards out in these homes where they were passed on generation to generation. I think they're up in the attic,
Well,
just
I
like
think
the.
especially in Pittsburgh.
Oh, that's what I
with
meant.
Carnegie.
Yeah, they. I'll tell you that there were some real old cards found in Southern Ohio about a year ago. Not the T206s. Actually,
Right.
the year before the T206s came out,
Okay.
and they found up in the attic under the dollhouse. They were protected under this big wooden dollhouse.
Wow.
And they called them the black swamp
Yeah, I
swamp
saw
find.
that. I
And
saw
they
that.
had
What they call
they
Black
literally
Swan.
Black Swan.
and there literally were about 10 sets. How many were in the 32? 32 cards in the set. There were like 10 sets, and these cards, the nicest cards that had been found ever, were 5s or 6s on a grading scale of 1 to 10.
Wow.
These cards were 8s, 9s, 10s. They were
Really?
mint.
What were they worth?
Mint. Well, they only sold a portion of the
Cards.
of the collection, and the collection was supposed to be worth about $3 or $4 million, but they
Wow.
sold.
See, you got
But they
hope.
sold. But they only sold. They only sold 10% of them, and it was it 2 million, 4 million. They already they underestimated this find by.
Well, we have a friend of the show who actually found a Babe Ruth signed program from Rabbit Marinville. Had an event that day when Babe Ruth hit his 3 home runs.
Oh,
and
okay,
went
down
over
at
the
Forbes
roof.
Field, yeah.
And he had estimates before that could be worth up to $500,000. And of course, the market fell apart, as we're going to get into too.
Yeah,
in the last 10 years, a lot of collectibles, they aren't worth what you think they are.
Yeah, his cut autograph isn't worth anywhere near that, but it's still a
There's
nice
like
piece.
12 Hall of Famers on that. Actually.
Yeah, that makes it a little nicer.
Yes,
than-
and it's an original
yeah.
program. I have a copy.
Yeah,
I
that's
should have
pretty
brought
cool.
it in.
Yeah, that's
when we
pretty
have
cool.
you on before your August 11th event, we'll have you back.
All right.
So you can help promote that. We'd like to get some people
Sure.
out in your area. And
Sure.
Is it because
Yeah,
we
we're
get
always
people
looking-
from all over the area that do travel for?
We're
cards
always
and
looking
things.
for new customers. I mean, with the internet starting, and I believe it was '97, eBay started, and it didn't really hit the card industry immediately because it took time for it to take hold.
Right.
But it seemed to hit the coin industry and the stamp industry quicker and harder, and it even hurts J.C. Penney and places like that. But we noticed it in about 2003, 2004, and we actually had to change how we did our business. You know, I was a retail store. I was open 7 days a week before I moved out of a mall, and 95% of my business was in-store retail sales, and
that's where you moved to the new location now,
yeah,
on Perry Highway there.
Exactly, and we kind of had to change our outlook on how we were going to bring in business and stay afloat. There were about 12,000 sports card stores back in around the year 2000, and by 2010 there were only about 1,000 left, and these were stores that were direct dealers from Topps and the major card. The guys that are just hobby and stuff, and they weren't direct, they weren't counted in that number, but there's not that many of them, and so we now do. About 3 years ago, my son graduated from high school, started taking over the internet sales for me, and so we've increased our internet sales, and I go out and do card shows now that I never used to do. We're doing the national at the end of July up in Chicago. We go to Boston, New York.
Really?
We're
Chicago,
going down
Little Z. You might be up in Chicago at that time.
We're
When's
going
the
down
fight?
to Chantilly in July. I mean, it's just we've had to change how we do business, and if we hadn't done that, we probably wouldn't be in business anymore. And we're 20 years, you know. So it's you know, we've developed a pretty good reputation for being fair. In fact, Al, that's how I met Al. He stopped in my store. And
really,
you know,
I found a whole bunch of cards that I thought, you know, all my good cards were gone. It's a long story. But
you had a couple Doc Ellis's.
Yeah, condition means this is like in
mine
everything
were all
else.
from the '60s and things. So I got other cards that I thought were worth stuff that are all in the '90s and '80s.
Yeah,
Guess what? You might as well pack them up. I got Lemieux. I got all kind of other things.
The condition means
Barry
everything
Bonds,
with
rookie
cards.
cards.
You know, if you've got a 1933 Gowdy Ruth card, it's worth in the book $6,000. But if it's really messed up, it's not worth $100.
Over in the basement, over in Clayton, there's a Lou Alcindor rookie card that is stapled all the way around to the wall, which makes it virtually worthless.
Yeah.
So I'd like to thank Tom Brenner for stapling that Lou Alcindor rookie card to the wall. Thank you very much.
Yeah, a lot of people would tape their cards to the wall, and then you go pull the tape off, and the top of the card's missing, or the bottom of the card is missing.
Devalues it.
Yeah, it knocks it down to next to
Hey, I
nothing.
want to change it a little bit because you played sports in the area around here too.
Yeah, growing up.
This guy was a pitcher, and you won't believe it, but
He got big hands.
Doesn't he seem like a nice guy?
Yeah.
I'm going to let him talk now. You tell us about your pitching.
I
Listen to this.
I grew up with Gibson and Drysdale, and those guys throwing the ball right at you if you even looked like you were.
I like that.
You know,
that's why I'm telling you, my man enjoys that.
I wasn't nice.
This is what I learned. He didn't mind brushing him back because he hit him.
There were actually four of my best friends on the team wouldn't take batting practice off.
Listen to how he pitched in batting practice.
They wouldn't take. They were afraid they might have made me mad during the day, and they wouldn't even get in there to bat.
He was like our boxer, JT or Justin, where he's just trying to beat people up. He was telling me stories. He just hit people. Coach didn't even have to ask him.
Not in the head, though.
How
I
far
wouldn't
did you
hit him
go
in the
with
head.
baseball? Did you go to college?
No, just up through high school is all I went.
Where'd you go to high school at?
Baldwin.
Baldwin High School?
Guess what coach
Dave
was on?
Wanstead.
Yeah, I graduated with Wanstead.
They say, now tell me if this is the story. They said Dave Wanstead used to do bear crawls in the hillside and carved out his initial W.
Yeah, well, I don't know about Carver. They named the hill after him.
Okay,
I know that.
okay.
So
Well, he told a couple stories. Maybe we can't repeat them, but he said what a tough guy he was, and he played basketball. The basketball
story.
The story he told me was a classic.
Dave Wanstead could hoop?
Well,
yeah, he was a good basketball player. Well, he was big. He was 6'5" in 10th grade. You know,
I tell you what,
Kid was huge.
Pitt underestimated Dave Wanstead when they let him go because things have been in turmoil ever since.
Well, one thing I know about Baldwin, there ain't a lot of black swans in Baldwin.
I heard Russell Shell's going back to high school at Baldwin. Or was that Gateway?
I'll tell you, Wanstead was doing the right thing at Pitt. He was going out to. He was the first Pitt coach in I don't know how many years that actually went to the high schools and promoted Pitt. And said, look, when you guys graduate, we want you to come to Pitt. Yeah. And he would go talk to the coaches.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
I have the respect for him too. Matter of fact, when they did fire him, I said, give him one more year.
Well,
he should have got one more year.
Well, he should have got 10 more years.
Well, so what if he was on a 6-year plan? It was supposed to be 5.
Well, here's what Dave Wanstead did that was important to Pitt's program. Dave Wanstead is the most connected coach to all the general managers and head coaches and owners in the National Football League. His word and guys will get a shot. I guarantee you, Darrelle Revis wouldn't have been a 5th-round pick if it wasn't for Dave Wanstead. His word got Darrelle Revis to be a 1st-round pick.
If you ever watch our Tuesday night show, this NFL scout talks about some fiction and fact from Smoking Jim's Almanac. That was one of his stories, how Wanstead actually got him into the NFL.
Whatever happened to Tino Sinceri? Is he working down at the produce shop in the strip district?
We're talking with a nice guest here.
Yeah, but he really was trying to build that program there, and he had no intention. When he came, he said, this is my last job.
Right.
Hopefully I do well enough and they keep me. And he didn't want to go anywhere. I mean, he grew up here. He was fine here. But when you get fired and you're 55 years old, you're going to go look for another job.
Now he's a Buffalo Bill.
Yeah, he got a couple jobs on it.
Now, I'm not even sure he's there anymore. I think he's gone from there.
Oh,
I
really?
think they fired everybody up there.
Oh, I think he landed out in Arizona now.
Yeah, they cleaned house up.
Yeah, they cleaned house up there. I'm not sure where he is, but he's not there anymore. I know that he did get a job though. He is working. I know. I just can't think where he is.
Well, Chuck, we're going to be wrapping this show up. I'm glad
we have him back.
We have.
Hey, I got to do a shout out to one person, and this is going to sound funny, but I have picked on Neil Huntington at my store since they brought him in, the Pirate general manager.
All right.
And
this is going everywhere in the Pittsburgh area.
Well,
so
he made
drum roll.
He made the free agent signing of the century. With signing
Martin, the catcher.
He changed that whole program around.
The
with
whole
him.
complexion
and you know
of the
what?
team has changed.
And they stepped up to pay him. And I just can't believe I'm glad it worked for him because he took a big chance on that.
I've been drinking the Pirate Kool-Aid this year early. I went on the bandwagon earlier than ever because one of our hosts, Chip Hayner's, over the top with the Pirates. I always said I'm disgruntled, but hey, why not? But now I'm all in on it.
It's tough when they have it when they win and then they lose and they've been just terrible.
Well, you got your shout out. We're going to have you back, Chuck. All right. Before your event on the 11th, we'll have you back. Any closing remarks here, Little Z? Anything else?
You think the Pirates should go out and make any major moves, or they should stay pat?
Yeah, I think they should just leave everything alone. They got Burnett coming back, and hopefully Wandy coming back, and that's 2 extra arms. They should be fine. And plus, McCutcheon hasn't had that great of a first half of the year. If he starts to hit better than he has been, and Alvarez has started to hit, so I mean it's a nice thing. And Hurdle, I'll tell you what, putting Mercer at shortstop.
We're going to have you back. You're talking all the hot points with us, Chuck. Easy. Smoking. Anything else you want to say here?
Well, all I got to say is when the Pirates hit 82. Time to have a parade.
Oh, I'll lose my dollar. No parade. I'll argue with you there. Thanks for watching the show. We appreciate it. Thanks to Aaron Ward, Devin Shea, Dave Cable, Bethel Park for having it. Sips Sports Bar 3024. Check out their new sign, West Liberty Avenue. Thanks for watching the show.